of spiders in Western Ghats. I want to show you a few examples, especially some main families I will discuss. This is the case of giant spider uh, crab spider. This of giant crab spider, you can see that giant crab spider is present almost all over the world because it is very useful in killing the cockroach. In the next slide, you can see that you are killing all the giant crab spiders in your house, but this will be the effect. There will be lot of cockroach. So the Heteropoda venatoria that you find in your house is an important predator of cockroach. If you kill the spider, cockroaches in your house will increase. So this in this way, the giant crab spider is a very efficient predator of that keep the cockroaches in your house. Okay. So this is now I will show you another. This is another very common species present in our area, in our house. One is Artima landa. The second one is Prosophysa lion. These are commonly known by the name daddy longlegs. And these spiders are also known as synanthropic spiders. Synanthropic spiders means spiders associated with human beings. Wherever human beings are going, they are present. And right now, this Artima landa is present all over the world. Except Antarctica, we can find Artima land in all the continents. And they are also known by the name giant daddy longleg spiders. Then other is the Crossophysa lioni. Is named after a person in British Army called Francis Lyon. Based after his name, the Rosa Prize, the name Rosa Prize Lioni came. Now it has a box-shaped abdomen, and because of that, these spiders are also known by the name box spiders. So in our house, they are very good, efficient predators of mosquito. So if you are cleaning all the spider webs in your house, then indirectly you are increasing the mosquito population. So, so you have to decide whether you have to keep your house totally clean or have some mosquitoes in, or you have more population of mosquitoes. So that is the two synanthropic spiders. These two spiders are the two spiders common in our. Most people are afraid of spiders either because of this Heteropoda venatoria or they consider spiders are ugly because of these two species like Artima and Crossophysa. In the next slide, I will show you some beautiful spiders. They are known as the flower spiders, and these belong to the family Thomisidae. There are two species is shown here. One is Thomisus lobosus. Another genus is Camaricus formosus. These are the two species. These species are generally known as flower crab spiders because if you use the term crab spider, the heteropoda is also known as a crab spider. It is known as a giant crab spider. So here, to make it more unambiguous, we are using the term flower crab spiders. Now, they are called as crab spiders because they move in a sidewise, crab-like manner. That is why they are known as a crab spiders. Now, they are ambushing spiders. That is, these spiders do not build any prey. They wait in the flower in a secret, very secretly, concealingly. When some prey comes, they will pounce upon them. So that is why they are known as ambushing spiders. Now, one interesting thing you might have noticed that if you have the habit of observing spiders, these crab spiders usually can remain in the same spot of a flower for several days. Sometimes even for several weeks, they will be sitting on the same part of the flower. So that kind of habit is observed in the use of this Thomisidae. So Thomisidae is a very large family, and several species are there in this family. Now I only show three examples. Other than Thomisus, we have Cysticus, we have Rancinia, then we have Epidius, then we have Oxytate. Several genera are present in this Thomisidae family. Now going to the next one, These are called tent spiders. Tent spiders belong to the family Aranidae. But interesting thing about these tent spiders is that these are quite common in our house garden. You can see that they make a tent-like web. Below that tent-like web, they will be lying upside down. So that is the nature of this tent spiders. And this is scientifically known as Cyrtophora. Cyrtophora is a genus. There are several species, Cyrtophora cycatosa. That is a common species. Now, the interesting thing is that their web is non-sticky. But if you take the orb web, the orb web will be producing a sticky web. But in the case of Cyrtophora, they make a permanent web which are non-sticky. And researchers are considering this Cyrtophora-like web actually the precursor of the simplified orb web. So the evolutionary speaking, this kind of webs came into existence first before the orb web come. And Cyrtophora have the habit of living in colonies. Some social nature is exhibited in the age of Cyrtophora. Not exactly a case of social spider, not like a social spider, but we can always say that Cyrtophora webs are found, Cyrtophora lives in colonies. Several Cyrtophora webs can be found in the same locality or in the same tree. So this is the Cyrtophora belonging to the family Aranidae. The next one is the case of a fishing spider. In the case of fishing spider, many of you might have seen, this is a very interesting species because it has the nature of collecting fish or capturing fish, because they will be waiting at the edge of a pool or edge of a river stream. When they detect some ripples on the surface of the water, they will run across the surface and subdue the prey with the help of by using its foremost or front legs. So that is the way by which it is collecting or capturing fish. First, not fish means small fish and other small insects present in the water. So because of that, these spiders are known by the name fishing spider. The next slide, you can see that it's moving on the surface of the water. So that is the reason why. Now this belongs to the family known by the Pisauridae. Now Pisauridae and Lycosidae are closely related family. Many of you might have seen that the Lycosids have the habit of carrying its egg sac at the back of their spinnerets. If you have observed the Pardosa, you might have come across many Pardosa spiders carry their egg sac in their spinnerets. But in the case of Pisaurids, these spiders are carrying their egg sac using their chelicerae. So this is one easy method by which we can distinguish a Pisaurids and a Lycosids in the field. Pisaurids carries the egg sac in their chelicerae, whereas Lycosids will be carrying their egg sac in their spinnerets. So that is the case of this, what is known as the fishing spider or Earlier it was known as Thalassius albosinctex. Now it has been changed to a new another genus known as Nilus albosinctus. So it's not very common in Western Ghats, but still those who are observing keenly can see I have come across this spider only few times. Now the next species is the case of ant-mimicking spiders. Ant-mimicking spider, here one photo I have shown is the case of Amicia photiceps. Another photo is that of rim arachne platylioides. Now in the case of ant-mimicry is technically known. Hello, Prashant, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I can. We
I
can.
got one
Yes.
message that then your internet is unstable. That's why, yes. Okay, I
Yes,
will
sir.
continue. No problem with the voice and okay. If there is any problem in voice, please tell me. So in the use of ant-mimicry
Yes,
is
sir. You can continue. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
the ant-mimicry is scientifically known by the name mimicomorphy. Why spiders are mimicking ants? Many of you might be thinking, why spiders are mimicking? The The advantage of ants is that ants are very aggressive, and ants are also not a tasty or unpalatable creature. So that most of the birds won't attack birds, or most of the birds won't capture birds. So it is this advantage of the ants that spiders are using. So by mimicking an ant, spiders can protect himself or itself from the attack of birds. Now, there are several methods by which spiders are mimicking ants. One is morphologically, visually it is mimicking, as you can see in the use of this Amicia as well as in the Mrimarachne. They are morphologically mimicking. Recipe scientists called by the name Batesian mimicry. Another method of mimicry is by imitating the surface microstructure of an ant. And this kind of mimicry is known by the name tactile mimicry. Now, there is another way by which ants, spiders mimic the ant. They, they produce the ant-like pheromones, so that they have the same odor, or they have the same smell, just like an ant. So these are the three different methods by which spiders generally mimic. We can find around 300 species of spiders mimic ants. So by morphological, and also in some species we can find behavioral mimicry. For example, if you observe the Mrimarachne usually have the nature of creating an antennal illusion of the ant by waving their first or second pair of legs in the air. So that kind of behavioral adaptation are also present. So for the spider, by mimicking an ant, it can also escape from being attacked by spider hunting wasp. So that is why in so many species of ant, I told you up to 300 spider species we have recorded, are showing this ant mimicry or mimicomorphy. So that is the evolutionary reason why hand mimicry is so common. So in the use of Thomisidae, we can find hand mimicry. Alticidae, we can find hand mimicry. Corinidae, we can find hand mimicry. So it is a common strategy used by spider to escape from predators and also to feed on the ants. Now on the next slide, you can find a lynx spider. Lynx spiders are belonging to the family Oxyopidae. There are two species. Our most common genus is Oxyopus. Several species of Oxyopus all may appear quite similar to each other, but we have several species of Oxyopus. Bermanica is there. Another here is Oxyopus shadua. This is another species. Then there is Disutia viridana. These are the different species that you can find in the use of Oxyopid. So in the use of Oxyopid, they are popularly known as the lynx spider because they also have the ambushing nature, pouncing upon the prey by hiding under the leaves. So these lynx spiders are usually characterized by very prominent spines, and also very long legs will be covered with many prominent or erect spines will be there, and they do not build any web, and they have very good eyesight. So by simply looking at the pattern of eyes, the oxyopids have a hexagonal-like pattern in their eyes. We can easily identify the in the field by simply if you've seen one oxyopid once, you can easily identify any other oxyopid. The hexagonal pattern of the eyes is so characteristic to the family. So it has a very good vision. So because they are hunting spiders or ambushing spiders. So in the use of biological control, if there are a lot of Oxyopus species in our agricultural field, it is one way it can efficiently control the prey or pest population in the agricultural field. Another genus is the Pcetia viridans. It's a green spider, but it has one interesting thing. It has the nature of spitting or spraying their venom at the intruders. Even on human beings, it can spray or spit its venom. But it's not that much common, still quite common in our area. It's a species, there are only one or two species of PCTs there. But there are several species of lynx spiders, or Oxyopis are there. So that are the, here you can find two examples. One is the case of Dermanicum, and this is another beautiful one, Oxyopus cherdua, quite common in our locality. No, I think in all parts of Western Ghats you can find these both these two species. Now go to another is the comb foot spider. Comb foot spiders belongs to the family Theridiidae, and they are known as a comb foot spiders because if you look at the fourth leg, the tarsus of the fourth leg, it has a series of spines which appear like a comb. So that is why they are known as a comb foot spider. The purpose of this comb foot spider is that they use this comb to draw the sticky threads and to wrap the prey. Is after wrapping the prey with the silk, they are biting. So that is why they are not a comb books. And so this comb is called characteristic. So by in order to identify this family, you have to first look at the fourth leg, whether this comb is present. If comb is present, 90, most of the time it belongs to the family Theridiidae. Now, in the case of this spider, they are usually they do not build a proper web. They will build a irregular web, and they will be usually hiding inside some leaf retreat under which a spider often hangs upside down. Some 3,000 species are present in this family. Because to this family, the notorious black widow spider also belong. Now, another characteristic of this family is that many are kleptoparasitic. In the that is, they will be stealing the food of other spiders. In the use of Nephila, if you look at the Nephila, Nephila are red in color, and the male of the Nephila are red in color. Similar to that male, almost similar to that male, we can find also many small Argyroides. Argyroides belong to the family Theridiidae. So they are kleptoparasitic. That is, they will be present in the web of some other species, and what those spiders that host spider is collecting, they will steal. That is why that kind of nature is present in many species of this family, known by the name Theridiidae. Now the next group is the, here you can find another case. This is the Parasteatoda celsa. The Parasteatoda is a common genus of Theridiidae present in Western Ghats. Then the next one is the case of wolf spiders. Now, in the use of wolf spiders, they are known as a wolf spider because these are very robust and fast-moving hunters, and they have a good eyesight also. Just like the wood is hunting and pouncing upon the prey, these spiders are capable of chasing their prey for a short distance and capturing. That is why they are known as a wolf spider. The most common are the Pardosa and the Hippasa. In the case of Pardosa, here you can see that this is the Pardosa. Pardosa lives in a silken funnel, funnel. And when a grasshopper or a small insect lands on their web or near the small lines attached to the web, in the Hippasa will immediately run and capture it. So that is the nature of the Hippasa spider. The other common is the Pardosa. Pardosa spider you can always find on the grass, moving here and there, and they do not build any web. So in this of Pardosa, if you look we can see that the newly hatched young ones or spiderlings can be seen riding on the back of their mother. We may have not shown an image here. And during this time, the spiderlings or young ones of the spider will not be feeding. They will be simply surviving on the remains of the yolk present in their body. So another thing is that if you observe the mating behavior or breeding behavior, when a male meets a female lycosid, it always waves its palps and performs a series of push-up movements. By these push-up movements, the male and female can recognize each other. So it is a behavioral mechanism by which the male lycosid and female lycosid are signaling to each other that they belong to the same species. So if you look closely, there are a lot of interesting cases of behavior where spiders are using to improve their evolutionary the survival chance. So that is the case regarding the bull spider. The next one is the Aranidae. I think almost all of you may be knowing these spiders. Here you can see the case of Neoscona mukherjee. Then there is another beautiful one is Anapsion martitatum. A very small spider killing a small, maybe most of you might have seen in your house garden, you can find all these species. Now, another example is the case of Eriovixia leglaceae. This is also a common spider in your present in your house. They'll be having a white, hairy-like covering, and this is a Paravixia dehani. Paravixia. It's a very. It builds a very giant, big orb, maybe 1 meter in diameter, more than 1 meter in diameter. So these are the. Here you can see the case of a web of a orb or aranid. So in the use of aranid, they are building a vertical orb web. The purpose of this web is that web can act as an air filter so that it can easily trap the weak flying insects during the night. And there will be some sticky material also in the web. Web is sticky. Other thing is that the webs are usually rebuilt every day. Now, if you look at the web of Therididae, that is that they are septophora. Their webs are more or permanent. They are not rebuilt every day. But in the case of Paravixia or in the case of other the Neoscona, they will be building their nest, their web each even. You can see that by 6 o'clock, between 6 and 7. If you observe that, the spiders will be making their webs. Now there are two families which are building the orb web, mainly the Aranidae, and second is the Tetragonatidae. Both are related families, and they make their webs are provided with sticky material because the sticky nature of the web will be gone after a few days. That is why they are being rebuilt. And in the morning, we can see the spider will be eating their own web so that it can conserve the protein. Now there is another family known by the Euloboridae. Euloboridae also build an orb web, but its web is slightly different from the web built by the Aranidae. In the use of Aranidae, it's a very large family. More than 3,000 species are there, and around 172 genera are there. And I think it's the third largest family in the spiral world. Now, another feature of this orb is the presence of stabilimentum. Here you can see a species known as Argioannas, which is a common species in the Western Ghats. It's a crisscross. The purpose of this stabilimentum is to make it to act as a marker so that birds won't be attacking the bird. And there are some other theories also that says that this stabilimentum can act as a ultraviolet reflective thing, so that the prey can be attracted to the web. So there are different theories. Nobody knows exactly why spiders are using this stabilimentum, but there would be some advantage. But two theories are that one for attracting the prey, another theory is that for protection from the birds. We don't know which one is correct one. So that is the case. So this is the Argiopanasidae, a common species in Western Ghats, because they have a pattern of sitting like an X, sometimes also known with the name X-ray spider, because of the habit of sitting like this. These spiders are also known by X-ray spiders. Now we move to another, that is a long-legged spider. These are known as a tetra. Basically, it belongs to the family Tetragonatidae. The photo is that of Tetragonata viridorufa. The upper surface is red, and that is why the lateral side is green. Very easy to identify it that way. This is one species which we can very easily identify because of this green and red color. Now, in the case of Tetragonatidae, they are known as long-legged spiders because of very long legs. Another name is stretch spiders because they cause for elongated body and their nature of stretching their forelegs. while sitting on a bark or sitting on a branch. That is why they are known as stretch spiders. It's a widely represented genus in the way, an important predator also. And you can usually see these stretch spiders or tetragnatha in the paddy fields. Now, Tetragnatha virdorufa, Tetragnatha mandibulata, Tetragnatha viriscens. There are several species. There is a very large genus also, and because of there are they always appear to look like they have a very long jaw. So these are some of the natures of the stretch spider. Another related one is the Tyloridae. Tyloridae also is related with this. The habits of Tyloridae is also similar to that of Tetragnatha, usually present near water bodies. They will be building a small web near the surface of the water, or a little above the water surface. You can find it inside a pond or inside a well. You can find this Tylorida ventralis. Then there is some other species called Tylorida striata is there. This is one picture of Tylorida ventralis. Now we move to another one is that is the Sosis geniculate. Earlier I told you the case of Euloboridae. Euloboridae is also like Aranidae. They also build orb web. But in the case of Europe, there will be slightly different. The Euloboridae, especially this species known as Sosis geniculata, is known as humped spider. You can see that it has a hump-like abdomen. Abdomen is quite slightly humped. And it is also known as grey house spider because of the color is grey. And this is a very cosmopolitan species present in almost most of the countries. And regarding its nature, they are non-venomous. Because they do not have a venom gland. And scientists believe this lack of this venom gland is a secondary modification rather than a primary evolutionary modification. The scientists presently believe that the venom gland disappeared due to some other reason. We do not know exactly. Now, while collecting, they will be wrapping the prey with the silk, and they will then they will spit their digestive enzyme into the prey, and this digestive enzyme will liquefy the prey, and spider will suck. That is the nature of feeding that we can find in the use of this Euloboridae or Sosis geniculata. And the silk produced by this spider is a feathery or nature, or we call by the name cribellate silk. So that is the some features of the Euloboridae or grey house spider. Next, we can find the jumping spider. Many of I think you had already had a class. We had a large diversity of jumping spider. It's one of the spider very easily you can identify. This is Spindella vittata one. Other is Hylas semicipres. Both are quite common in our Western Ghats. Then there is a Plexippus, the common house spider. This is the male and this is the female. Some people who don't know about maybe considering this is another species, this is another. Both actually belong to the same species. This is a male and this is a female. Then there is another one is a Bavia insularis. Bavia insularis, sometimes known as a scorpion spider because of the long legs. The front legs they are also known by this. It's also common in our house garden. Then this is a beautiful spider character with a metallic bluish and reddish color on a siler semi-glaucus. Now, in the case of this jumping spider, now jumping spiders are a large family. Around 6,000 species of jumping spiders are there, and they are represented by some 600 genera. That is, if you take the total diversity of jumping spider, 13%, 13% of all spiders belong to the jumping spider. Now, in the use of jumping spiders are characterized by good eyesight, and they use this good eyesight for the courtship and for hunting, as well as for their navigation or moving. So, and jumping spiders' eyes are capable of three-dimensional vision also. That means their eyes are capable of estimating the direction, distance, and also the nature of the, just like we human beings are capable of three-dimensional vision, these hunting spiders' eyes are capable of three-dimensional vision. That is why hunting spiders are good at capturing the prey with great precision because of their good jumping ability. They are known as a jumping spider. And jumping spiders are also one group of spiders which you can very easily identify because the front two eyes, the anterior median eyes, are so prominent, just like two headlights of a car. You can find the two eyes are very prominent. By simply looking at the nature of these eyes, we can immediately say whether this belongs to jumping spider or is belonging to salticidae or to some other family. The next the spider that I want to show you is the case of two-tailed spider. They belong to the family known by the name Hercelidae. Here you can see this is capturing a small cockroach. Then other is the this is hiding on a bark because of this good camouflage. It's very difficult to distinguish, and they have the ability of changing color depending on the color of the bark. Now in this so two-tailed spider, because if you look at the nature of their spinnerets, they are very long. That is why appearing like two tails. That is why they are known as two-tailed spiders. So in the here they are not building any proper web. In the next slide, I will show you how they are making their web. Here you can see that this is the way they are capturing. This is that those spinnerets are diverted, as are positioned in a diverged manner. They will be spraying, they will be casting the web on over the prey, and the web will be then and then wrapped wrapped with the silk, and they will then bite and capture the, and they'll be feeding on the prey. That is a mechanism by which this Hercelidae or two-tailed spiders are capturing. The next family that I would like to show you is the case of the Cichlidae. The Cycrus torvus, it's a very widely represented family. It is present in many parts of Asian region. Then Phaecynia travancourica. Phaecynia travancourica. The only two genus are there in the use of Cichlidae. Now there are not many, only two genera are there. But 70 species are there in this Cichlidae. And evolutionary, the recent study shows that Cichlidae are very closer to Oxyupidae or Lynx spiders, as well Lycosidae and also Pisauridae. Now, just like Pisauridae, the secret species also carry the egg sac in their chelicerae. That is why phylogenetically they are placed near to the Pisauridae. And another thing is that the secrets construct their horizontal webs, and in a lace like horizontal webs. You can find this web usually in forest below the large buttress, large trees with the buttress root. Or in the, if you go to forest in days of some trees, there will be a hollow area below their bark. In that hollow area, you can usually see this Cycrus torvus. And Phaecynia are present in many areas. I have found the Phaecynia in my house also. But several species are this one species of species only present. They are present in several areas of South Kerala. So the next family that I want to show you is the case of yellow sac spiders or Clubionidae. Here you can see the nature of them. They have the habit of rolling these leaves into a tube-like structure or a sac-like structure, and inside that tube or sac, the spiders are living. That is why these spiders are known by the name sac spiders. And they are coming in several colors or several shades, like green, sometimes brown, sometimes yellow. So these are the common colors, and they are also hunters on our usual hunters or predators. And two important genus present in sac spiders are the Chiracanthium and Clubiona. So here you can see the one is the Chiracanthium, other is the Clubiona. So now we go to another family, that is the case of the social spider. Here you can find a enlarged view of the social spider. The next slide you can find the web of a social spider. Now in the case of a social spider, the photo that I have shown is the case of Stegodipus saracinorum. It is the Indian cooperative spider. Now, in the use of this family, these spiders always live together, just like your honeybees. They have a social nature. They cooperate with each other in the building of their web, and also in the prey capture, and also in the rearing of the young birds. So that social nature is present in prey capture and reproduction. We call it by the name social spider. You can see they are building a very huge web, so that there is better chance that it can collect more number of prey. So in order to increase the prey capturing efficiency, they are making a very giant web so that they can capture more insect. That is the advantage. So having a larger web means they can subdue or they can attack a larger prey, and also collect more number of, or capture more number of prey. That is why they are building a larger prey, a larger web. So in order to make a larger web, they need the participation of several individuals. So that is the evolutionary advantage in terms for, that is why this social nature is present in around 23 species of spiders in our 11 genera. 23 species of spiders scattered in 11 genera are, and found in 8 families are exhibiting the social nature. So one advantage in these social spider are these spiders are tend to be smaller because there are small several individuals, even though just like you take the case of ants. Ants are always smaller, but they are the being though even though they are smaller, there are several individuals of them, and so that they can capture larger prey. Same strategy is also adopted by the social spider. Even though they are smaller in size, they can capture a larger prey because they participate or cooperate with each other for capture of a larger prey. Now, another family is the case of Linyphidae. Linyphidae is a very large family. There are a lot of species of Linyphidae. In India, linyphids are poorly studied. Because the difficulty of identifying these linyphids. This is one reason. If you go to the Salticidae are much more easier to identify. They are more common. Even to capture linyphids, we have to search extensively. We have to check in the litter. We have to check in the bark. So just like Salticidae, we cannot easily identify. You can easily collect or identify linyphids. That is one reason maybe very few species of linyphids are discovered. Worldwide, around more than 4,600 species of linyphid belonging to 617 genera are discovered. But from India, very few species are discovered because not even as in the case of spider generally, most of our studies on the spiders are limited to prominently visible spiders, just like Aranidae or Tetragonathidae, or larger spiders like Tarafusidae. But regarding smaller spiders, we don't have much study. Like Linyphid is a good example because it's very difficult. Only by the help of a good microscope we can even see a linyphids properly. That is why most of the field workers are never interested in studying the leaf, and they are not as attractive as jumping spiders. Now they build a sheet web, and that is why they are not a sheet spiders. They are not sheet weavers. Then their diversity is more common in temperate region, especially in the areas beyond 60 degrees latitude. We can find high diversity, and sometimes the web has they do not make any retreat in the web, and many of them are lying upside down below their sheet. So this is the case of the sheet weavers. Now we will be coming to another area, that is the case of tarantulas. In the case of tarantulas, there we have a lot of species. I think already you had a class on tarantulas by Manju Silva. He might have discussed a lot of things. So I am not going into the details of that. Here you can see the Poecilotheria. Poecilotheria has several species. In Kerala itself, we have Poecilotheria striata, Poecilotheria regalis is there, then Poecilotheria rufilata is there, then Hanuma vilasmica is there, and going to Andhra Pradesh, we have Metallica is there. So there are some 7 or 8 species of Poecilotheria here. These are very beautifully colored, and because of that, they are known as sometimes known as ornamental tarantulas. And they are very fast moving animals, and they have very highly potent venom compared with other tarantulas. Right now, they are protected under CITES. Now, they are known as tiger spiders because of the presence of this pattern, this kind of pattern. So, in this, here it is a bluish. In some, most of the time, it is yellowish and brown. So, that is why they are known as tiger spiders. And they are nocturnal. And you can usually, in the case of Poecilotheria, these are arboreal spiders. They are only found in tree, maybe some 6 feet above a tree, on small holes in the tree. We can find this poison. It's very difficult to see and also collect this species. Now, other thing is they do not make any cobweb, and they're just like ambushing spider. Now, right now, the Poecilotheria is classified as an endangered species or critically endangered species. There are several because only if you go to the forest. One problem is even if a Poecilotheria is present here, we may not be able to see it because we have to specifically look for it, especially at night. Then only we will be able to see. So right now it is an endangered species. Now, one more species I would like to introduce you before I conclude. This is the case of purse web spider. I have not seen this spider, but I have had a report by one of my friends that he had seen a web like this one. And I probably think that it is this purse web spider. The advantage in this case of this purse web spider, they will be living, they will be making a tube-like web, and they will be lying inside this tube. When some insects sit on come and walk on this tube, they will make sting it from inside the tube and capture it and take the prey into the web and feed on it. So that is why it is on a spider's web. It's a very primitive spider, more primitive than our Theraphosid, and they belong to the family Atypidae. Now, one interesting thing about the Atypidae is that in some areas of Europe, especially in Carpathian mountains, there people will be using this Atypus web as a anticoagulant because they take the web, and if there is some bleeding, they will apply the web of this Atypus on the site of injury so that the blood will clot faster. Because this silk is rich in vitamin K, so that increase the speed of clotting. So in this way, this is another possible use of spiders for the future for human being. If you properly discover all these things, we can we can make use of spiders in a better way. So with this, I would like to end my presentation.